Hello, welcome to Claret Blue, and I've got to warn people straight away that this isn't a clickbait title. The podcast isn't going anywhere, but there are going to be some changes going into 2023. Most notably, you're our new Aston Villa reporter, and that changes things slightly with the dynamic of the show. If anything, this video is here to say that we're going to be doing more content next year. I think the title is going to be something like The Future of Claret Blue, and people are going to be expecting us to say, oh, we're stopping the show. It isn't that. So this is going to be 10, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, relaxed kind of chat about next season. We're here at Hockley Social Club before we do the live event, so if I look like a big fat red tomato, I'm running around doing everything at the moment. There's 250 people downstairs probably waiting for us, so we've come up here to do this instead.
We're not nervous for this video, it's the next one. God.
How are you, mate? Everything all right?
Yeah, I'm nervous. No, I'm good, yeah. Looking forward to tonight, which I don't know if this video is coming out after or before then.
I don't know at this point.
But yeah, I mean, we'll go on to it, but yeah, a few changes that we're going to make to the podcast, but hopefully that doesn't sort of affect in terms of the way that we do it, in terms of our output and stuff. We want to do more, but then also do the same quality. And yeah, hopefully nothing's at the expense of, you know, everything we've done so far, even though there's going to be a few changes because of different reasons that we'll go on to.
Yeah, so obviously we've lost Ash, and Ash is at every single game, home and away. That's the role of the Villa reporter. So generally speaking, if Ash wasn't available for a show on an away day specifically, you would jump on and do the post-match show. Now, you're going to be Ash now at the game, so we're not going to be able to rely on you on a post-match show because you're very busy with everything else. So that's the first change, is that the post-match show is going to be tweaked slightly to be... It's difficult, really, because we're not kind of set in stone yet in any kind of like names for things, but currently it's the post-match debrief. It's 45 minutes to an hour. We're not going to do that on match days anymore because it's taking too much time and we can't rely on having somebody with us every single week because you're now at the stadium. So the post-match show now is going to be a post-match reaction, a post-match thought, something like that, and it's going to be 30 minutes, and it's kind of like the vibe of the game. How do we feel? Because there's so much things that we miss at the moment because we record it straight away.
I think it's difficult anyway after a game to sort of really look at it like either analytically or with, like, you know, in a proper way, because we actually work. We don't just obviously do the podcast. And when Villa are playing, rather being there, and we just come back in, and then it's straight onto a podcast, or it's you know, we're working and you don't quite have time to think about what you're going to say in a weird way. So I actually think that the change we're going to put in, which you're going to mention, Dan, will actually be better in terms of how we, you know, look after that game and the coverage of it. But then we don't want to also abandon the sort of reaction, because I think that's after a game, you want to go on YouTube and you just want to take in and consume content. So we're still going to be there to do that and give a reaction and hopefully give some sort of insight. But then I think, as we'll say now, we want to also do a main show that is more meaty, I suppose.
More detailed, I suppose.
Yeah,
because like I said, there's so much things that happen on a match day that we don't cover on the show because we're doing it so quick that something will happen on the match of the day coverage that's worth talking about, something like that.
Not emotional. I mean, after the Leicester game, I was emotional, but it's very like raw, and you want to piece together what you're trying to say, and you can't because you're trying to think of different. Yeah, so we want to have a more holistic view on a game potentially, and then everything else that surrounds that moving into the week going forward as well. If that's a show in itself, I think, or we think that's a good move to make.
So let's talk about kind of a rough schedule then, and this is providing that Villa play on just a Saturday, which
a general week.
As we know, we're going to be playing Thursdays now.
Sheffield United at home, and that's all we have. That's like the most generic week ever.
Yeah, so you play on a Saturday, so we're going to have a post-match reaction on a Saturday evening, 30 minutes. Sunday's a day off. Monday is going to be kind of the main show, basically the Claret Blue podcast. That's going to be an hour. It's going to be you, me, and Matt Kendrick.
And that's going to be
every single week.
That's going to be the sort of show that we just said, the sort of holistic.
That's the main show. Yeah. Kind of, we'll ask questions from Twitter. We'll kind of touch on things that happened. Like, for example, somebody might play on a Sunday that affects what we were saying on the Saturday night, so we get to talk about that on a Monday morning now.
So
instead.
Know, every Monday you're going to be. That's going to kind of fill everything that needs to be filled, rather than it being, you know, either straight after kick-off or straight after a finished work, you know, after a game, and thinking, oh, we need to cover all of these things, and it's kind of just splurged out. We want to, you know, make a proper...
A bit more considered, I think.
I think so. Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for, considered.
Tuesday, again, at the moment, just say off. Wednesday is going to be a video from home, a StreamYard. It could be a Q&A. It could be top 10 transfer targets. It could be a breaking news piece like the Ashley Young one we did a few days ago.
Q&A,
that kind of thing.
Yeah, Q&A, phone-in, that sort of, you know, again, a nice... I keep saying meaty. A nice, like,
you've had that massive dinner
proper
before.
bit. I had a big mixed grill. Yeah.
A good way to describe the podcast, a mixed grill. So much meat going on here. So Wednesday is a show. Then Friday generally is going to be your match preview, your kind of video that's after a press conference. We've kind of said it's not really a match preview in the sense that we're going to talk about the game come in and what their key man is and kind of things like that. It's you've been to the presser. What did Emery say? What's the injury updates? That kind of thing.
Yeah, a proper look at. Because we've been there, I think we need to sort of make use of that.
Make the most of that, yeah.
And I think we do, but I think we sort of term it as a match preview when actually it's mainly about this is what Emery said this week, because we only hear from him once a week. Yeah. So I think that's almost the video. It's what's Emery said, and then looking ahead to the game, obviously. So
that's Friday. Then post-match is Saturday, like we said. Obviously, that kind of schedule goes out the window a little bit when it's a Sunday game, or we're playing Thursday nights or Friday night football or whatever.
We also want to mix in a different video, maybe like an in real life video that we've shot previously. So in a generic week, you're looking at what, 4, potentially 5 videos.
It's going to be at least 4 a week. It's a post-match show. The podcast on Monday, something on a Wednesday, and a preview for the next game. So it's going to be 4 every single week. Then, like you said, Tuesday, Thursdays and Sundays at the moment are 3 days. So if we film like Aston Villa's best 11 or our top 5 favourite shirts, they're the days where Tuesday, Thursday or Sunday, that kind of video that we shoot in person comes out on those days. So,
and that will last us throughout the month as well.
If anything, we're doing more with the podcast, where we're trying to do as much as possible. We want to get out and film in person more. We want to do interviews. We want to do documentary kind of style pieces. That's kind of the bigger plans. But at the very least...
But while you can't rely on those to happen every week, hopefully every month, but not every week, then it's, I think, we've kind of had
as long as you've got that kind of base structure, you don't get to add other things in over the top as well.
Which means that our channel should be posting at least 4, usually 5 times a week.
Yeah.
Who knows, maybe. I mean, we did the whole month, didn't we, in April, was it? Or March?
That was a bit hard, but yeah.
Yeah, it was, but... I mean, it was, but
if the content is there and the stuff to talk about, we're willing to do it.
We weren't sort of pushing, any old random video out. I think it was all relevant and it was all, considered and everything we just said. So, that's our target, 4 to 5 a week and then potentially more. So, there's no sort of drop off in terms of output. Hopefully the quality stays the same, but
it will.
We'll see. Hopefully it'll improve.
That's our internal aim. It's still going to be good stuff. We're not going to make videos for the sake of it because we've got targets to hit. It's still got to be things that are worthy. Another thing that we've changed recently is the intro music, which is in some aspects has gone down like a lead balloon, and people go, "What have you changed the music?" And other people go, "Actually, it's better than the old one." So you can never win with stuff like that. But the overall feeling is that we've had the old music for a long time, and I don't really feel it fits what the podcast is. It's very like dan 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 dan. It's not very like intense.
It belongs like before a game of Villa Park.
Yeah, the podcast is chilled. It's like funny in places here and there. Like, yes, obviously we want to be analytical and stuff, and I'm not saying the music now reflects that, but the old music, I wasn't really a fan of it, and I'm the editor of the podcast. If I want to change it, I have, basically. We've got a new intro sequence as well, which will have been on this video. It probably won't have been at the start, but it'll be now. New intro, new music. Ash is gone, but you're the club writer and you're going to be more prominent on the podcast than probably Ash was before anyway. You, me and Matt on a Monday is kind of like the flagship show, the main show. Like, that's going to be there every single week.
Yeah, start of your week, an hour,
same time, same place.
Whatever it may be. Yeah. You can,
you can rely on that being there.
Yes, and we think that's a positive change. Again, nothing's going to change in terms of the match coverage because we're still going to do a preview, but we all know it's not really a preview, it's kind of just here's what Emery said. And post-match is going to be more of a reaction, which it was anyway, but potentially
being a bit
shorter.
Tighter, definitely tighter.
Because we want to, again, that Monday show is going to be a big one that I suppose the fans can look forward to. So positive changes, we hope. And
also doing more stuff in real life, meeting up once a month or so to film more content together. It's something we wanted to do from April. And every so often, if you've been watching the channel for the last 2 months, you'll have seen us be at my house. We did a few videos. We've done a few videos at Hockey Social as well, which is where we are now, by the way. So more stuff like that, I think, is to be expected. People always ask for more interviews, but we are trying. We've contacted lots of people. It's very difficult to organise, but we absolutely want to do that. New intro, new music, kind of new era, a new schedule, at least 4 videos a week. Post-match is shorter. There's a Monday show, the podcast, you, me and Matt, every single week.
We say Sundays, sorry, the post-match is shorter, but
I mean, it's going to never.
In theory, it's going to be an hour, and it's just going to be going on about referees and VAR and stuff.
But that's fine. It's supposed to be that. It's supposed to be a reaction.
It's a raw reaction. If we win 1-0, there's not much to talk about. It might be a bit shorter. If it's a 3-2 and it's a bit dramatic, it's not going to be. There's not going to be too much analysis, but it will be speaking from the heart. Yeah, which is what.
That's what it's supposed to be. But then, because that's what that show is, and then we don't do anything else till a Tuesday or a Wednesday. there was a space for us to be a bit more in depth about certain topics, and that's what Monday will be.
The amount of stuff we must have missed over this season in terms of actually going in depth in terms of games, rather than just saying like, oh wow, what the hell just happened, or in my case that's usually I do need a bit of time to get my thoughts together. Hopefully positive changes and you'll be on board with them.
People don't like change generally in life, that's how these things go, but I think the key message here is if you like the Claret Blue output already, you should like what we're about to do, because if anything it's more of the same, but more kind of rigid in terms of this video's here, that video's there, this video's there, a bit more structure. You're going to see a lot of me, a lot of you, a lot of Matt Kendrick. I mean, Matt Kendrick at the moment, let's face it, probably does one video every 2 weeks, the Villa Park home games. Like, he's a prominent figure that should be on the podcast more, and he should be on probably 2 videos a week, not one video every 2 weeks. So that's a slight tweak that we need to use more of Matt. We need more of your insight. Obviously, we've lost Ash, so we've only got 3 now instead of 4. Ash wasn't on the podcast heaps and heaps anyway, because he was so busy doing the role that you're about to do. So as long as you can manage that workload and do both, I think we're on to a good thing for the next year or so.
Yeah, I think exactly that. Matt's only on, as you say, once a fortnight usually, so to get him on once a week on that big show, there'll be 3 of us on it as well, because we know it's not, people might get bored of just 2 every now and again, or a lot of the time. Yeah, so yeah, I think having us 3 on that big show would be again, that's the kind of the flagship one, I suppose you'd say, but then the rest of it is just going to be your normal stuff that we've been doing anyway, so yeah, hopefully it's all good.
Yeah, that'll do for this little video. A quick kind of update for how things look in the 2023-2024 season. Thank you very much for watching all of our stuff so far. Like I said, if you've enjoyed what we've done over the last 2 or 3 months specifically, it's going to be more like that going forward, I think. Subscribe to Claret Blue, leave a comment down below with your thoughts on our stuff as well. We're always kind of looking for feedback, and obviously we're kind of going, oh, this is what we're going to do for the next 12 months. It could be changed and it could be tweaked, but this is how we see it for the foreseeable future.
Yeah, that's actually a really good point. If in the comments people are saying we want more of this or don't change to this, well, you know, because
not about the music,
but no,
the music's changing.
Is in the format of the show. Like, if you, I don't know, whatever it may be, I think definitely drop a comment, because that's what we'll listen to. Because ultimately we do the podcast for you. We don't do it and send it out to no one. So, any changes, please do let us know, and then we'll take it on board, because that will help us inform what we're going to do, because again, it's a bit of a blank canvas, but at the same time we want that structure to make sure we are doing 4, 5, 6 videos a week still. So yeah, all right, that'll do, mate. Thank you very much, and let's get on stage.